time to put down your rod and pick up your headphones. Join JC and Andy from Ebb Tide Tackle for The Outflow, the podcast talking all things lure fishing with hardcore fishers from all over the world.
Hi everyone, welcome to The Outflow, here with Andy, and today I have Jason Legg from Topwater Sportfishing, based out of Cairns. We're going to have a chat to Jason about GT fishing, black marlin, everything in between, what he's done over his life and what he's up to now. Jace, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. Been a while.
It has. A couple months.
Yes. We had a bit of a trip out off Cairns, didn't we, with Phil Thompson from the Bushfire fundraiser, where everyone raised a heap of money. So that was a good few days fishing.
Yeah, it was tough, but the weather was good. That was the main thing.
That's it. The weather was good. The beers were cold. And as long as you're on the water, you're always having fun. So all good. So Topwater Sportfishing. Tell me a bit about it.
I guess we're probably one of the very few. There's a couple others that run sort of topwater and marlin fishing out of a game boat. But I guess we try and offer everything from GT fishing all the way through to liveaboard marlin fishing trips. It's just a little bit different to what everyone else is sort of used to, but it works. It works for me anyway.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't know the size of your boat. That it's a 36-foot riv.
Blackwatch. That's
Blackwatch. Sorry. All good. But yeah, like it's ideal for GT fishing and casting and doing a bit of everything.
Yeah. A few people get turned off it, but I mean, it's big 35-foot center console or a 30-foot center console draws near on as much water as it does. So it's it can do everything really. It's just got to be a little bit more versatile these days. Sort of done my days in the center console, and it's hard work when it's 20 knots. At least with the game boat, you can sort of get from spot to spot and you stay nice and dry and it's a bit more stable.
For sure. I know Johnny and I were both amazed at some of the spots you were putting the game boat just backing down through reef passes and channels and stuff. And yeah, as you said, it's anywhere you put a center console anyway. So there's no dramas there.
That was a little bit more gnarly than I'm used to, but yeah, it does. Surely tested the capability of it that trip.
Yeah, for sure. Super mobile. It's good fun. Do you break up your year between GT fishing and marlin, or you mix it up right through, or you fish the heavy tackle season?
Yeah, we kind of do. I guess the only thing we dedicate focus fishing is obviously the Cairns black marlin fishery, and that's for most people that don't really know Cairns black marlin fishing. A quick Google will surely educate you, but I mean that runs from sort of September through to December, and that's pretty world class. So we try and just dedicate that time of the year purely for that. But in that being said, we also, that marlin fishing's only in the afternoon, so we only GT fish in the morning, bait fish in the morning. But other than that, GT fishing's pretty all year round for us. The winter definitely sees more numbers than the summer, but that's probably just more towards the bait. But now we've started doing Fraser Island trips, and we're trying to focus on doing that from about February through to March, April, and that's pretty good for big GTs, but it's definitely not a renowned spot for numbers, but the size is pretty good.
Trips down Fraser, mix that up with some like blue marlin stuff and that kind of thing as well, or? Yeah.
It's really good jigging down there. And definitely, the blue marlins, the focus. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing with us. I'm definitely very passionate about my marlin fishing, but it sort of is very seasonal. It can be very hit and miss, whereas the GT fishing is quite exciting and it's obviously very popular. I quite enjoy it as well, but everyone's obviously on the hunt for 40 kilo GTs, and you know yourself in Australia, that's really hard to come by. You get lucky every now and then, but West Fraser Island's definitely a place for it.
Yeah, for sure. Nice. Oh, look, one good thing with Cairns and the Coral Sea in that top end, there may not be cricket scores of extra large GTs and stuff, but the variety of stuff you get up there and proximity to the reef, and, you get everything from GTs to tuna to mackerel to trout and bass and wrasse, everything within,
Yeah, it's hard to beat the Great Barrier Reef, which is definitely why I moved here and won't leave the place, because GT fishing aside, a sort of bad day on the reef, still half a dozen species and, 10 or 15 fish. Like if you go down southern New South Wales or something, you catch half a dozen snapper in a day, you've had a good day,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. can't really beat the diversity of fishing. And I think that's sort of, if you get your head around not having to catch a monster GT, then you can appreciate, there's not many places in the world where you can catch that many species of fish in one single day, let alone a 4-day trip.
So New South, you mentioned that you're a Bermagui boy.
Blues supporter. Actually, Narooma. I reference Burmy because no one knows the old little. Yeah, Narooma. Have you ever been there before? You probably know the place.
Yeah. We used to fish Narooma every year, man. As a kid growing up, back in the 80s, in the heyday, man. Cuban yellowfin off the top of Montague and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now it's just bluefin. I don't think I seen my first yellowfin off the Narooma until I was probably about 10 or 12. There's definitely far and few between, but I think they're coming back now. But yeah, when I was a kid, it was all bluefin tuna.
I remember we our first trip up there, we went and we jigged kings with TLD 20s all morning, and then went out on the north side of the island there and cubed up and got a heap of yellowfin and did it 2 days in a row. And the old man hooked a yellowfin. The guys were calling 80 to 100 kilos, and it was on a prototype game reel. Blew up the game reel after an hour and a half and just fully seized it, locked up. Bye tuna.
Yeah, I've seen a few of the old videos back in the day. It's pretty impressive, Montague Island. I mean, when I was there, certainly impressive. We focused pretty hard on the marlin fish, and the striped marlin fishery is there's it's definitely picked up even better and better and better. But when I was young, it was exceptional.
Your dad ran a boat down there, didn't he?
Yeah, he ran boats. Well, when I was very young, like maybe before I can remember, 5, 6, whatever that sort of memory stops. Dad was in Sydney, in Port Stephens, and then we went down to the south coast, and Dad ran out of Bermagui, Narooma, and Bateman's Bay, and that was pretty much all my growing up. I sort of didn't start really caring or paying attention to the charter side of things until I was maybe about 12. Before that, I just used to have my little brim boat, and that was pretty much me. But Dad, we worked together for a little bit, and that was very testing, to say the least. And then, I sort of did my own thing when I was about 17. Just went to Bateman's Bay and worked on a pretty well-known little boat down there called the Ultimate, which was would have been going when you were down there in the 80s for sure. Yeah. And then, that was it. Everything was Cairns. If you didn't go to Cairns, you weren't a marlin fisherman. So off I went to Cairns.
And now you're still there?
Yeah. Whenever I come up here for one season, and then went home and packed all my shit in the back of my Land Cruiser and drove up.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You can't beat it up here. It's just everything from I love the barra fishing and the Cape. It's pretty special.
Nice. So there's not really such thing as a down day, is there?
Nah, not if you don't want one. No, definitely not. You can sort of dodge the weather.
I don't know if anyone would have seen. I know you threw up on their Facebook page. You've been out some freshwater streams chasing jungle perch and stuff like that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, jungle perch has always been, since I moved up here, it's pretty much. Have you done any jungle perch fishing?
Nah, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, it's not near bass fishing, but it's pretty exciting. Little shallow water stuff. I love it. I've always done it since I was pretty young. That's my getaway, peaceful getaway from the hustle and bustle of the reef.
Mountain goat action up and down the boulders.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty scenic, eh? Like, you don't have to have an awesome day to enjoy yourself up there. But yeah, lately I've been it's been fishing really good, actually, just for bigger JPs anyway. But yeah, it sort of fishes well now after the wet season, and then once those streams start slowing down with the flow, then it slows down. So it's not all year. Well, you can catch them all year round, but so the numbers aren't there. I'm also just after the wet there. Yeah,
nice. Moving forward, the boat currently is getting a bit of work done.
Yeah. We had it taken down to the Gold Coast. The owner's got new teak deck put on it, and a bit of the boat's pretty much a full refit. For anyone that knew the boat back in the day, it used to be formerly known as the Joker. And it's done a fair bit. It's always been in Port Douglas, and then it went down to I think it went down to Birmingham or Melbourne or somewhere like that. And then she was pretty tired there for a bit, and then as soon as the owner picked it up, he's really turned it around. It's a brand new boat, pretty much now. I can't think other than the tower. It's pretty much all new. So. And
you boys got a nice little blue on the way down, didn't you? The deck was all prepped and banged up. I think Fraser got his first blue. Would have been good.
That was pretty radical. There was only 2 of us on the boat. We were only fishing in like 80 metres of water, chasing little blacks on 10 and 15 kilo line. So yeah, that was an unexpected, I guess, surprise.
How big was it?
I should have weighed it. We didn't weigh it only because the logistics of trying to get to the Goldie, and it would have laid on the deck for 24 hours. So we just filleted it and put it in the fridge anyway.
Yep.
But the short length was 2.6. So yeah, about 150, something like that, 150 kilo, maybe better.
It's a good fish on
solid.
15.
Oh yeah, it's unreal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the bigger blues on the light line I've caught anyway. I haven't done a heap of blue marlin fishing, but it's exciting.
So Fraser's done. His turn on the rod is spent now. He's used all his luck.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely keen to get back down to that area and fish more. I haven't really explored southeast Queensland much, and it's got a lot to offer. You know, like Kansas is pretty exciting as it is, but it's just different down there. It's that sort of tipping point where you can still catch your southern kingfish and still pop a GT all in the same day, and then go and catch a marlin. Like that's in my books. There's not many places you can do that. So it's definitely got, some really good points down there. But the biggest letdown of Fraser that I sort of found was that it's like very weather dependent. If it blows, you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
At least to go to the reef, you can always hide and get up on the reef and keep doing other things.
The joys of fishing and wind. We get smacked with it everywhere, don't we? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, that's it. I guess that's the beauty of the flats up here. You can still fish in 30 knots of wind on the flats.
Yeah, and it's always something to do. So is that the main focus of your business now, just those mixed trips?
In August, and then again in December, we sort of dedicate those 2 months to pure just topwater jigging trips, similar to what we did with you.
Yep.
And then outside of that, sort of we do like to mix it up, but it's up to everyone. We don't, if it's peak marlin season and someone calls us up and they just want to catch a GT, that's what we'll do. In saying that, in sort of that end of October, end of November, those lead ups to the fall, the GTs start to spawn right up north past Cooktown there, up off like Jewel Reef and that. So it's quite good just to go and do that anyway, break it up from the marlin fishing. And not everyone's into marlin fishing, and I get that. So we sort of do a bit of both, but I haven't met too many people that haven't caught a big marlin and said, I'll stick to my GT fishing.
Yeah, mix it up. Is that a hint? Is that a hint? I need to get a big marlin.
That is it. No, look, the mindless trolling around is what the perception everyone has of Cairns black marlin fishing, and that is what they need to get out of their head. Like we only fish for 5-6 hours in the afternoon. It's the rest of the day you can do everything else. For the purists, I can understand why they want a GT fish all day.
Yeah, but you can't do that all day, every day either. You've got to mix it up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mix it up with a grander.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
It's just an exciting thing to see, It's not exactly the fight itself. It's just to see a fish that big in the ocean is pretty special.
Yeah, nice. Have you nailed a few?
I haven't. We obviously don't really like to promote too many that kill, but I've worked with a few skippers over the years that we've weighed a couple, and you certainly catch your fair share of big marlin during the season, which what a big marlin is, and then a grander. I don't get too hung up on trying to call a fish's weight. I sort of struggle to see the difference between an 8, 9 and 1,000 pounder.
That's it.
Boxes of beers between them, but they're still massive fish. Definitely the older skippers and the more experienced guys that probably hung a whole heap of marlin up by their tail in their younger days, they'd be able to pick their weights. But a 900-pound marlin's still a monster.
It's all relative. It doesn't really matter the number that goes with it, does it?
Nah, exactly.
If you had to pick big GTs or big marlin?
If I'm the angler, big GTs. If I'm a skipper, big marlin. GT fishing's definitely where it's at. Like if I go fishing for a day in my polycraft, I'll 100% go GT fishing all day.
Yeah.
But if I'm taking my mates fishing and they want to catch fish, I can't. I take a marlin fishing, so I don't have to watch them donate lures to the reef.
Yeah, it's good for a tackle shop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I can't really put my finger on it. Hence why we went with the both species on the logo. I don't really. When I was younger, I sort of just followed the seasons and marlin fished all year round between South Coast, New South, and then up to Cairns and then back down again. You certainly get, in my eyes, I sort of get done with it. I'd like to mix it up, and hence why I actually don't mind doing the marlin season and then just purely going top, because topwater and jigging, I love my jigging as well. But definitely like mixing it up, that's for sure.
Just got to keep the jigs away from Tate.
Yeah, he's a destructor, eh?
Yeah.
I took him jungle perch fishing, and he's actually makes the jigging look pretty tame compared to how many lures he loses JP fishing. No, look, I like to think that we stay different from the rest and stay out of the politics, just pure fact that we're that liveaboard operation, that we don't rely on a mothership. And you nailed it pretty much with that article that Johnny wrote there. That's just, once people get their head around that, it doesn't have to be a centre console to catch a GT, and it's actually quite good being able to all be on the same boat and not get bashed in a 5-metre boat all day and then go back to a mothership, which everyone thinks that sounds like a great idea until they go out there in 20 knots and just get bashed in a 5-metre boat and then go back to a mothership every day.
And then have to hide.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I really appreciated my days on Nomad, but I could definitely see, it was suited to some people for sure, but the major sort of clientele that we had definitely did not benefit from getting in a 5.2 metre skiff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So on that, rafting up, jump on your boat. How many people can you take? What's comfortable?
Well, liveaboard, we sort of like to cap it at 3, just purely because we've got the double bed up the front and the 2 single beds, which, I mean, you could definitely sleep more. It's just that fishing doesn't matter if it's a 40-foot boat or a 20-foot boat. That 3 people is just perfect. Too many lures going to the reef is no good, and obviously tangling up on each other and that. So we sort of just cap it at 3. On a day trip, we could take 6, but GT fishing 4 is okay, but 3 is probably our main sort of focus.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So it's easy for a group of mates to get together and just jump on and go, 3 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's it. And everything's included as tackle and whatnot, but we just, we can sort of 3 people means we can just do more days too. The more people, obviously, the resources run out pretty quick. So it's between 3 people, sort of 5 days is fairly comfortable.
So the secret info, what's something that you keep up your sleeve that you're going to let out today?
I've got a trick for everything.
There you go. The man with a trick for everything.
Nah, I don't really. Trebles. I don't care what anyone says about their singles and barbels.
Yeah.
There's one trick for that.
Trebles with barbs.
Trebles with barbs. Can't miss them. I can't really think of any personal secrets offhand.
Just a lifetime on the oceans giving it to you.
Yeah, there's nothing you can put your finger on, I guess.
You sneak over to PNG a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, I've done a little bit, just blue marlin fishing. I haven't done a heap of just sort of sport fishing over there. So just the main reasons I've only been there is they run that, they call it national titles, which is just a big, it's massive. It's week-long blue marlin tournament.
Yep.
So everyone travels around for it, and it's in different locations every year. So this year was supposed to be in Rabaul, but they cancelled it because of the virus. But yeah, a couple of years ago, I was lucky enough to do a bit of touring through there. We brought a boat back from Guam, Palau, which is over near Guam in Micronesia, and that was pretty cool. Got to spend a bit of time sort of searching through the place. That's definitely on my list for the future to pursue a bit more time over there. That's pretty untouched waters, a lot of that stuff.
Marlin, yellowfin, GTs,
yeah, just
doggies.
Yeah. I haven't done heaps of GT fishing over there, but certainly all your big pelagic species, it's abundant. And I don't know whether they just eat all their sharks over there, but you can definitely find your fair share of spots that are shark free, which is quite uncommon these days in Australia.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did PNG a few years ago. We fished Long Reef and out in Eastern Province, and saw 2 sharks for the whole week. That was it. And they were small, so I saw hardly anything.
What was that? 2 what, sorry?
I only saw 2 small sharks for the entire week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's definitely some spots. Like, we came across this random reef, I'm going to say 150 miles from land, just in the middle of PNG, that wasn't even charted. It said it was just open blue water, and it just come up to 2 meters of water out of 2,000. So we thought, how good's this going to be? First cast with the popper, we got about 60 sharks pile on the popper just in the middle of it. But
yeah, right.
In saying that, you go and fish around there. I reckon they must clean them up a bit with the islanders. They might eat them, I guess. But yeah, it's certainly a different ocean compared to Australia.
Yeah, totally. So no plans directly to go back there now? It's more about focus local?
Yeah, no, not in the future, no. I mean, maybe whether I work with someone over there, but the logistics of taking an Australian operation over there is probably outweighs the profits. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
It's quite difficult. Even just the logistics of getting anglers in and stuff, quite difficult. But no, I think we're just going to having that Harvey Bay and Cairns, we'll just give that a good run for a couple of years, and then we might mix it up a bit.
So what's the plan? How long down at around Harvey Bay at the moment?
Well, the plan was originally to be back in Cairns by sort of June.
Yep.
Just so we can pick up on that GT fishing in the winter, and then obviously our little black marlin turn up. But at this stage, depending on obviously the virus, if that can let us sort of get operating again, we might push it out a bit longer. Maybe July, we might bring the boat back. It's obviously not a stone throw away. It sort of takes a week to get back to Cairns, so we've sort of got to plan it pretty well.
Yep, very good. So if people want to hit you guys up on all the usual socials, Facebook, Instagram, email, website, all that stuff?
Yeah. Obviously the socials, and try to be fairly active when we're out there. So hit us up on the socials or just drop us an email. Everything's sort of on the webpage, all what we do, why we do it. Pretty much everything I can think of is on the page, even our prices and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
But
what's the site, mate?
Topwatersportfishing.com.au.
Easy as that.
But
nice.
Everything's subject to custom change, so everyone can sort of come to me with an idea and we can make it happen. It don't get sort of hung up with he's only a marlin fisherman, so if you just want to go bottom fishing for that fact, I don't mind doing a bit of red fishing as well, so we sort of try and mix it up.
Yeah, cool, nice.
Especially with
nice.
Maddie on the boat.
Yes, Matty Porter, who Victorian Swordfish boys would know. He chases a few of them.
So hit us up on Insta or whatever, and we can go from there. That's for sure.
Thank you for listening to The Outflow by Ebb Tide Tackle. Subscribe to the podcast to listen to other episodes and stay up to date with new releases. And don't forget to rate and review.